Hello everybody and welcome to another StarCraft 2 Supremacy Guide video. In this replay, we'll be going over how to stop a Proxy Barracks build. Let's go ahead and get started, and we actually are going to speed this up right away, just so that we'll be able to get to the most important part of the lesson, which will be the proxy itself. Now, a very important thing in being able to detect any sort of cheese or very aggressive strategy like this is scouting. The most important thing that we will be doing is using our Overlord, and we can see that it's only about 2 minutes into the game. Our opponent has 13 supply and he's already thrown down his first barracks next to his second expansion, and we know that this is going to be a little late, so we can suspect something there. But if we're not as keen with the timings from our opponents, the main thing that we can look at is that our opponent still does not have any gas. And if we see that, we know our opponent is going to be committing to Marines very early in the game. So what we did, we actually took our gas at about 13 or 14, and then we followed that up with a spawning pool, and we're going to re-drone back up to about 16. So we're going to be able to have a nice economy going, but we're not going to over drone, because if we keep pumping drones, we're not going to be able to get out the amount of Zergling defense that we want. So now, after seeing that there's no expansion either, we definitely know that something is up. And one thing that we can do is kind of scout around and make sure there are no bunkers going down at this point. But we definitely want to get metabolic boost as soon as possible, which is going to be key in defending against Marines, which can kite our units very easily. See, we're making Zerglings at this point, and we want to make sure we stay on top of Overlord production, because getting Overlord blocked when we are getting Marine Rush like this would be the last thing we want. And it's going to be very common for our opponent to bring SCVs along for the ride, because they're great at taking damage, and they can also throw down bunkers when needed. Now, we don't want to have to throw down spine crawlers, but we're probably going to have an excess of minerals because we haven't thrown down our expansion, and we are not going to be able to pump out enough larvae in time. So what we are going to do is actually throw down about 3 spine crawlers here to be able to defend. Now, the best thing would try to actually keep them closer to our base, so that if our opponent just decides to come back here, well, if we already have a spine crawler here, we can defend instead of having him just run around them completely. So as he has SCVs, we're also going to have to pull drones, and what we want to try to do is go for the Marines if that is possible, get a nice surround on them. And then from here, what we can do is pull our drones back, and right at this instant, after we have defended a big push like this, if we can cancel at least 2 of these 3, maybe keep 1 spine crawler for good measure, just being able to cancel these will give us a nice boost of our minerals that we really don't need in these spine crawlers anymore, because we had just taken out that huge aggression. If we can't, that's fine. We still have a little bit surplus of minerals because we didn't go for that expansion earlier. And now what we want to do is just go back and see what our opponent's doing. Just going to send our Zerglings right away, and we can see that he in fact is coming for a second wave, but will not be successful whatsoever. And after this fail, he will call good game. So hopefully you all can incorporate this anti-cheese into your play and therefore improve your win rate. This is StarCraft 2 Supremacy Guide videos signing out.